The Netherlands by Michael, Rena, and Amanda. The Netherlands, located west of Germany, north of Belgium, started in the 500 the Neanderthals. At the turn of the millennium, the Vikings, and it declared independence in 1581. And you see the main language is Dutch. Close secondary language is West Frisian. Other languages include English, Low Saxon, Turkish, Arabic, and Russian. And to the right you see the percentages. Facts about the languages of the Netherlands. Dutch is low context. West Frisian is also low context. English is high context. Low Saxon is low context. Turkish is low. Arabic is high, and Russian is high context as well. Regional dialects include Dutch Low Saxon, which is the Twents, the Granings, and the Draents. West Low is West Flemish, East Flemish, Zeelandic, Hollandic, Brabantиan, South Gildrich, Jersey Dutch, and then East Low Frisian, and then Low German. They're blunt, direct, and honest. They have a no-nonsense attitude. They do not spend large amounts of money and proud of their heritage. Do not call at dinner time or after 2100 hours. Always identify yourself at the beginning of conversation. And English starts in the last 2 years of elementary school and is the obligatory part of the national exam in all high schools. As you see, there's a Dutch alphabet. Some of the common phrases. Hi is hoi. Good morning is goeiemorgen. And good evening is goedenavond. Welcome is welcome. How are you is hoe gaat het met je? Thank you is dank je. And you're welcome is graag gedaan. Some of the do's of nonverbal and verbal communication is a handshake is the usual form of greeting, accompanied by appropriate phrase like good boy. In business meetings with a member of people present, it is perfectly normal to circle the room, shaking everyone's hand. Take business cards with you, and as they might be exchanged at the beginning of the meeting. In a social, as opposed to a business meeting, women and members of the opposite sex who already know one each other may kiss, generally 3 times, starting with the right cheek and then the left. The intimate zone of most Dutch people tends to be 50 centimeters plus. Foreigners may be surprised that chairs are set relatively far apart. When meeting for the first time, ensure that you maintain steady eye contact when listening. Some of the taboos include making violent gestures. Well-bred people gesture as little as possible. Greeting someone with a big hug is also something that isn't done. In public, we should use nothing more than words to communicate with, so no crazy hand movements. Hofstede value dimensions. As you see, power distance is 38, individualism is 80, 14 is masculinity, 53 is uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation is 67, and 68 is indulgence. Next slide, I'll show you what all that means. Power distance is 38, which means they like to be independent. Equal rights, superiors, accessible, coaching leader, and management facilities, and empowers. Individualism is at a high 80, which means that a high preference for a loosely knit social framework in which individuals are expected to take care of themselves. Masculinity, a low score, is feminine, which means that take a high quality of life in the care. Feminine society is one where quality of life is a sign of success, and standing out from the crowd is not admirable. Uncertainty avoidance is 53 at about mid-range. Countries exhibiting high uncertainty avoidance maintain rigid codes of belief and behavior and are tolerant of unorthodox behaviors and ideas. Long-term orientation, this means that they have a pragmatic nature. In societies with pragmatic orientation, people believe that truth depends very much on situation, context, and time. Indulgence, people in societies classified by high score indulgence generally exhibit a willingness to act their impulses and desires with regard to enjoying life and having fun. Assumptions and perspectives, here's a few. Full Dutch immersion is the fastest way to learn. Again, the assumption is only partially true. Evening after work courses can do the trick. The first challenge for most people who want to learn a new language is to find time, and then before they know it, they'll fall into the trap. Though Dutch are friendly, they will chat with you and show an interest in others, but they do not tend to invite newcomers into their lives. One more, Dutch tend to be much more direct than many other cultures. It is more likely that visitors themselves will be offended by overly direct conversations. Don't know any Dutch? English is taught at school during the basic education. They all speak English there is quite accurate for the Netherlands. The most English proficient country in the world where English isn't official, 90% of the population speak English. The official language of the Netherlands is Dutch. Besides Dutch, several other languages are spoken in the Netherlands. In the eastern provinces of Groningen, Overijssel, they speak a variety of Low Saxon. In the southern province of Limburg, and majority speaks Limburgs. Officially, the Netherlands is bilingual. Frisian is also an official language. Frisian is the second closest living language to English. Since they have a 5.8% Muslim population, they have an Arabic-speaking population too.